mature production when investing in a new greenfield development within an existing contract area. However, the incentive is not available to every project. The order specifies that the development must be a greenfield crude oil or non-associated gas project for which a final investment decision had not been taken when the order commenced. The FID must be taken on or before December 31st, 2029. Although extensions may be granted where force majeure prevents the operator from meeting the deadline. The order also requires the qualifying development to be ring-fenced for cost recovery and tax purposes. Once a reset is approved, the government and contractor must execute an addendum to the relevant production sharing contract within 30 days. And still talking business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria sharply increased its foreign exchange interventions in March 2026, supplying $953.41 million to the market, indicating a renewed effort to support liquidity in month or year. Figures from the CBN's latest quarterly statistical bulletin showed that March recorded the highest level of FX sales since April 2025, when interventions reached $1.65 billion. The March supply represented a steep recovery from the $244.13 million sold in February and the $58.93 million reported in January, highlighting a significant turnaround in the CBN's market activity. Compared with February, FX sales increased by about 291%, while March figures was more than 16 times the January level. A breakdown of the data showed that spot market transactions accounted for the bulk of interventions, with $950.10 million sold through this channel, while an additional $3.31 million was allocated to ministries, departments, and agencies. The latest figures underscored changing patterns in Nigeria's foreign exchange market, where the central bank now plays a less dominant role than in previous years as private sector influence gained prominence. The president and chairman of Council of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Dele Alabi, has urged Nigerian banks to deepen lending to micro, small, and medium enterprises as declining interest rates and government securities yields put pressure on traditional sources of bank earnings. Alabi made the call at the 2026 Lagos Bankers Night in Lagos, where he said that banks could not continue to concentrate their lending and investment activities on government securities and large corporate borrowers if they wanted to sustain profitability and support economic growth. He said that the recent recapitalization of the banking sector, which raised about 4.7 trillion naira, has strengthened the banks, noting that about 72% of the capital came from domestic sources. According to him, the development demonstrated the capacity of the Nigerian economy to generate capital, but banks must now deploy the funds strategically. Alabi said smart banks now need to move away from the conventional strategic thought process of parking their money with government, securities, government bonds, and the top-tier sector of the economy. He explained that declining yields on government securities and the demand by large corporations for cheaper credit will continue to squeeze banks' margins. And that is it on business news. Stay tuned for News Track at 2 p.m. and Global News at 6:30 p.m. But before then, do enjoy the rest of our programs and have a very wonderful morning. Thanks for watching.